February 25th was a chilly night, but it wasn't cold enough to deter the overflow crowd at ODU's Chandler Recital Hall for the Norfolk Chamber Consort's program Piano Wind, with guest ensemble Windscape. The ensemble members were Randall Ellis on oboe, Alan Kay, clarinet, Frank Morelli, bassoon, David Jolly, French horn, and Tara Helen O'Connor, flute, in music of the 18th, 19th, and 20th centuries, not in that order. After a knowledgeable preview by artistic director Alan Schaefer and a brief introduction by oboist Ellis, Windscape launched into 6 bagatelles by Gheorghe Ligeti. They were short and pungent. Each was introduced by an ensemble member. The first was light and funny, with a pregnant pause after the instrument's final note and the bassoon's final honk. The second was dramatic, then melodic, a conversation in which dissonance eased into congruence. In the third, bassoon and clarinet played a repeated figure over which flute and oboe sang. The next was a blast of tricky rhythmic energy. In the penultimate selection, the horn played a one-note ground over which the other instruments built up and back down. Nice. The final bagatelle, Molto Vivace, was marked by a driving, low melody, then high piccolo, then flute in Gershwin-esque runs, punctuated by the lower instruments. Ellis noted that the 6th bagatelle should be considered the fight song for Transylvania University. La Flûte Enchantée, the Enchanted Flute, was a brief, lovely recitative by Ravel, with sinuous lines ending almost in mid-phrase. Andrei Kasparov, artistic co-director of the Norfolk Chamber Consort, joined Windscape, minus flute, for Mozart's Quintet in E-flat major for piano and winds, Kerschel 452. After a solemn beginning, each instrument got its part in the conversation. Then they came together in different pairs, bassoon and horn, oboe and clarinet, piano, all light and charm. We usually get to hear Kasparov playing fiendishly difficult bravura contemporary works, but his navigation of this quintet was a delicately nuanced revelation. The second movement was fairly grave, with lovely limpid piano and the wind's different sonorities, mellow horn, pungent oboe and clarinet, and deep bassoon. The final movement was very Mozartian, cheerful and playful, yet mature. It was wonderful to watch both the musical and personal interaction of the players. It's why listening to live music is such a completely different experience. After the intermission, Windscape returned to play Alberto Ginastera's challenging and quite odd Danzas Argentinas. Originally written for piano, this was an arrangement by Alan Kay, Windscape's clarinetist. The dance of the old cowherd suggested a Spanish melody with untraditional harmonies. Dance of the Graceful Maiden had lovely melodies and elegant, if unusual, sonorities in 6/8 time. The Dance of the Outlaw Cowboy was fast and busy, with South American rhythms segueing into a march-like pace, then back to running rhythms again. The final work on the program was Francis Poulenc's Sextet for Wind, Quintet, and Piano, Opus 100, with Norfolk Chamber Consort artistic co-director Oksana Lutsishin at the piano. The first movement was bright, with quick runs into a bassoon melody through which the piano danced brilliantly. One by one, the instruments came together and the dance turned somber, with an intentionally raspy descending flute line. The second movement, Divertissement, was just that, bright good cheer with floating melodies. The final movement, Prestissimo, was fast, bright, and percussive, with yet a languorous line here, a dramatic rise there, and an engaging ending that started with piano and bassoon, adding oboe, then horn, then flute, then clarinet to the end. Elegant, very French, and very Poulenc. From the other side of the Footlights, I'm M.D. Ridge.